What is up, my friends? You are very welcome along to a relieved and happy Anfield Agenda match reaction after the Reds have gone up to the Stadium of Light and beaten Sunderland by 1-0, a result that does close in the gap on Manchester United and Chelsea above us in the league table. We wanted to capitalise on those sides dropping points, and indeed we did. Your Anfield Agenda Man of the Match poll is open there now, and I'll walk you through the choices in a minute. To everyone that joined us for the watch along, thank you, but this is our match reaction, so it is over to you guys to let us know your thoughts on the game. I'll run you through some of the numbers. We'll go into the man of the match poll, but before we get underway, again a reminder, if you'd like to enter our giveaway to win a signed Jurgen Klopp frame shirt completely free, scan the QR code below or use the link in the description for further details. All you have to do basically is join the Anfield Agenda WhatsApp and everything is in there for you. If you'd like to treat yourself to 20% off anything at thecollectorscorner.co.uk, which are the company kind enough to give us these prizes to give away, well, you can get yourself 20% off with our unique discount code Anfield Agenda 1. Right, ladies and gentlemen, your man of the match poll today is Virgil van Dijk, Ibrahim Konate, Florian Wirtz and Andy Robertson. All very deserving players in there. And for me, look, I'm going to say, pin my colours to the mast. I'm going to say Team Ebu tonight for man of the match. Both their centre-backs were nothing short of exceptional tonight. But for me, I would just about tip it in Ibrahim Konate's favour. But of course, your opinion is one that counts. Right. Hallelujah, dogs and cats living together. Mass hysteria, Liverpool takes all three, said Chad. Look, I'm delighted with that win, mate. Honestly, I wasn't expecting in those conditions it to be vintage Liverpool pass and move football. We did the job. We stood up to the physical battle and we won the game. Keep a clean sheet away from home. You'll always back us to do something in the game and from an attacking perspective. And, you know, I said it in the first half, set pieces tonight for us. We're looking like we had a clear plan. We identified putting the ball into that 6-yard box from corners and hoping we'd finally get an overload. And Virgil did that, got his header, and the defender could only help it into the roof of the net. And anybody that says anything other than this was a deserved win for Liverpool, I think would just be being unfair. I thought we were really good defensively, and it feels good to say that. All of them, Andy Robertson, Endo, and of course we do hope that Endo's injury isn't as bad as we fear. You know, you could see he was in a lot of pain when he was going off, but genuinely didn't think I'd be this happy at a 1-0 away victory in the Premier League, but I'm delighted with it. Really, really am. A great team win. Personally, man of the match for me has to be Endo. Played for about 60 minutes, out injured and tries to continue. Only all players in Liverpool had hit it hard, but great team win. Yeah, Endo did us absolute no harm whatsoever. He was brilliant for the hour he was on. And again, your heart has to go out to him for picking up that injury. Hopefully it isn't as bad as we fear it may be. What would it take for you to agree to keep Slot? Look, can we not do this? Can we not go down this conversation again where we win a game and then it's all of what about keeping Slot? Let's see how we get on. Let's see how we get on in the weeks ahead. Right now, we've got 3 points. Brilliant, deserved. But we are still where we are in the league, which is in 6th. So we'll talk about that another time. For tonight, I don't want to be negative. I don't want to talk about the manager. I want to just give credit. Give credit to the players who fought hard out there for that win. We know Sunderland's great home record this year. It was never going to be an easy evening. And we went up and got the job done. So for tonight, let's just enjoy the win. It's meant to say he played out of position, said CPGKTU. Look, Endo came in and did a great job tonight. Really, really have no complaints. Virgil van Dijk is now the highest goal-scoring defender in Liverpool's history. His goal today puts him to 23, overtaking Sami Hyypiä. There you go. Big Virg. Elks, thank you so much, mate, for your very, very kind super chat. Said, got first big check from new job and just wanted to say love you, Craig, and love this community. You'll never walk alone. We needed that win so badly. Boys put in a great shift. Gooded for Endo. Best Liverpool channel and best Liverpool channel on YouTube. Can't wait for the new studio. Thank you, my man. That is so lovely of you. Appreciate that more than you'll know. And I hope the new job continues to go well for you. Wrapped with that performance and should have won by more, to be honest. Big Virgin Ebu Imperious, said Lucas. Cannot disagree with that. And you've written there, mate. You know, we were the better side in the game. I don't think anybody could deny that. And it's a very well-deserved victory. Do you think Slot should stay after this win? Like I said, mate, let's not do this. But if you want my opinion, answer no. This win changes nothing for me. It's one game. And it's about a style of football and identifying with it. But I don't want tonight to be about Arna. It's not. Let's make tonight about the lads. The lads who went out there. And look, the manager's part of that. The manager set up a game plan and it worked. But let's give the credit to the boys, because it was difficult conditions. We knew that Sunderland were going to throw everything at us to try and keep that home record. And Ibrahim Konate, Virgil van Dijk, Andy Robertson, Wataru Endo and Joe Gomez, to a man, just stood firm. And honestly, just pride is what I'm feeling in that defensive performance. It was brilliant. And if we can continue that defensively, I mean, you'd back us to fix the stuff going forward. But tonight, well done, because they dealt with everything. Aerially, I thought we were phenomenally good. Under the high ball, both of them. Konate, Virgil, just winning everything. Brilliant, brilliant defending. When they needed to put the bodies on the line, they did. When they needed to get challenges in, they did. There's one thing that's been a continuous thing throughout this season that I would like to see us work on, and that is the shots tally. Because again, with 23 shots with only 3 on target, that's something we can definitely improve on. I mean, I'd love to see the stats on if there's a team with more blocked shots in the Premier League than us. But tonight, let's run through some of those numbers. So possession-wise, Liverpool shaded it, 56% possession to Sunderland's 44. Total shots, 23 for Liverpool with 3 on target. Sunderland, 11 shots, 2 on target. Dangerous attack, 64 for Liverpool, 45 for Sunderland. Corners, 11 for the Reds, 3 for Sunderland. Total passes, 491 with a passing accuracy percentage of 86% for Liverpool. 375 with an 83% percentage for Sunderland. Rich Baldy said that was a tough game with a variety of players missing in bad conditions and away. It's a big win and the effort was there. No complaints. I'm with you. No complaints at all, mate. How could you? Sometimes you just have to play the environment, the conditions, and the game that's in front of you. And tonight, it was always going to be one where it was gritty. You had to fight it. You had to dog it out. And we weren't found wanted in any area. We were up to the challenge physically. And it was good to see. Genuinely. Happy. I know it's a weird feeling. But I don't have a single complaint about that tonight. Because the conditions were awful. And we found a way. We dug out and got the win. And we know how difficult it is up there. They came to Anfield and they probably feel like they should have left with the 3 points. Tonight, I can safely say we deserved that win. David Massad said, great 3 points in a tricky away game. You'll never walk alone. Thank you, David. Liverbird Army said, Konate was great tonight. He was like the old Ibu. Hope it continues. Hear, hear. I echo that sentiment 100%. Justin Bower said, do you think Ibu will stay now? Honestly, Justin, I don't have a clue what happens with his contract. Since he's come back from his father's obviously very untimely, sad passing, he's been phenomenal. Really, really phenomenal. And tonight, I just want to give the plaudits to our defence. I know we can talk about other areas of the park, but tonight feels like we should be celebrating that defensive performance because it was top-notch. And some of the aggression that we've been calling for in our defending all season was there in leaps and bounds tonight. And you could even see when Joe Gomez headed the ball back to Alisson from a Sunderland cross, how composed that was. And, they were encouraging each other on. So, yeah, good. Look, I'm not sitting here trying to say everything's fixed. I'm not sitting here saying I won't be here next week moaning about the style of football or the way we played. But we take it, and I've always said it, I say it as I see it. And tonight, it would be really unfair of me to do anything other than say it's a job done and well done. 150 million quid for 0 goals against again and a shit performance. Look, I don't know what to say. If you're not happy winning a game of football, that's up to you. And I'm not happy with how we've been this season. I'm not happy with the manager or the style. But I am a Liverpool fan, and when we win, that's all I want. So, look, I'm not trying to say the manager solved everything, but I'm also, we haven't had enough of these type of nights where we're happy. A clean sheet, a 1-0 away victory, it'll do me. Nothing is fixed. We should be running through Sunderland. I respectfully disagree. Nobody has run through Sunderland up the Stadium of Light this season in the Prem. So we left with the 3 points. That's as simple as that for me tonight. What we had to do this midweek was make sure that we capitalised on Chelsea and Manchester United dropping points. And we did. And now the pressure's on. Now we've got to continue to build. We've got an FA Cup game at the weekend against Brighton at home. Then we travel away to Nottingham Forest, and what will be another tough game as they're fighting for their lives down the bottom. So, let's just enjoy it tonight. Take it on its own tonight. Let's just enjoy the win. Mark said a decent win, but Liverpool have a habit of good game, bad game. Feel for Endo. You're not alone. I have ADHD, but trying to get evaluated is near impossible at the minute. But it took till I was 36. Till I was diagnosed with Asperger's, Mark. So I definitely understand the pain, mate, of the diagnoses. But again, appreciate you and thank you for being in. And yeah, it is a decent win. A decent win is probably the fairest way to put it. And we have been very stop-start this season. And I'm certainly by no means trying to say everything's fixed. But come on, I got to be happy with a win. Tip Helper said first team to win at the Stadium of Light. Yeah, again, this is a good for Liverpool tonight. Can I just take a second, though, to just talk about Endo? For a man that hasn't played much football this season, and for a man that probably wouldn't have been playing much football for the rest of it, tonight he came in and I thought he was exceptional in the right back position. I worried we're suddenly going to overload us with pace, but the conditions kind of put paid to any type of pacey wingers. And everything that he was asked to do, he did. You'd want to be made of stone not to feel from in that moment where he was going off on the stretcher. You fear it could be a bad one, and you hope it isn't one that ruins his World Cup dream. But I just want to take a minute to just praise him for his performance and send him love and positive vibes, because I hope it isn't as bad as fear it may be. Florian is class, man of the match for me, said Education 7798. Everything that we did good from an attacking perspective was going through Florian Wirtz tonight. I thought Salah had some good moments in there as well. Some good crosses. Ekatike will be wondering how he didn't score a header again. But if somebody can find me a stat to back up what I'm thinking, which is that Liverpool must have had the most shots blocked by any team in the Premier League. It seems to happen to us every single match. We're talking about an ungodly amount of shots with a minuscule amount on target. Virgil said, to come and play here like we did today, well-deserved 3 points, great game, and we take it. Don't disagree at all, Virgil. He said, it was going on target, goal, great win, hard work on a very difficult, interesting pitch. The pitch did look like it had seen better days, but again, it was miserable weather-wise. Also from Virgil, he said, Ibu was outstanding. Everybody was putting a shift in. Proud of the guys. They worked hard tonight, and it's great to see. Again, fully agree. On the clean sheet, he said, very important. I think Ibu was outstanding. Maka in front. Everyone was outstanding. Joe, when he came on, unfortunately, Wata had to go off. And again, we'll give you an update on Endo as soon as we have it. On the top 5 race, Virgil said this. This win feels big, but there's still 12 games to go. We have to try and keep improving and keep consistency. Second half was last game against City. We played well apart from the last 10 minutes. We have to keep building and stay fit and confident. Wirtz that showed he was top on everything bar one, said Justin Bowyer. He was brilliant. Really good tonight. Everything that I said, as I said, everything good we did in attacking sense seemed to go through him. Best ref performance since Frankfurt was spot on, said Find the Pass. Thank you, man. It's not very often we get praise for referees. Wirtz is truly becoming a delight to watch. The only criticism I have for him is he needs to be more brave and understand it could hurt. He should have scored the header and took one to the face. Do you remember that clown who came in earlier on in the watch-along and said Wirtz is the worst midfielder in the Premier League? Like, the absolute state of it. It's some people, man, they just need to get a life. Florian Wirtz, we had to bring everything on the pitch to get the win here. Everybody knows it's not easy. The first time we had defeat at home. So we're really happy to get the 3 points, and it's really important for us. Look, it is a good win, and Sunderland haven't been beaten at home, but they are a newly promoted side. So, these are the type of games when we look at the fixtures, we think the Reds should be winning. And we did it tonight, so well done. Florian Wirtz, speaking about the FA Cup, said this: the club deserves to win trophies. The fans, as players, we want to win something. It's an opportunity, Brighton, to get one step closer to a trophy. Indeed it is. And that is coming up on Saturday night, of course, 8 p.m. kickoff. Right, let's dip into the chat. Great win. Sad not to see Ramsey, but it is what I expected at this point, said Mikey. What's going to happen now is that we'll see a few better games would have gained us. I don't know what that means. What else we got? Craig, where do we think we'll finish? 4th. I think we'll finish 4th. But I'm going to say it's still not going to be a good enough season from the league perspective to finish in 4th. But that's where I would say right now I feel we'll end up. The question is, can we do something in another competition? Can we do something in the Champions League? Can we do something in the FA Cup? And look, there are, I guess, conversations for another day. Here's some comments from Florian Wirtz about his own performance. He said it was okay, few good moments, but a few not so good moments. In the end, I tried to get some chances to score, play a few passes, but we won, which we did. Starting to think Trent cast a curse on the right back spot, said find the pass. It is mad, isn't it? Like, thankfully Gomez is back now, but at one point there we're looking at Gomez maybe, still carrying a bit of a knock. Endo out, Frimpong out, Bradley out. Yeah, you got to wonder, are we cursed in that position? But the last thing we need is another injury. And again, it looks like he was going off on a stretcher, so it looks like it could be a bad one for Endo. Right, ladies and gentlemen, a couple of things. If you can, please do hit that like button for me. And don't forget to subscribe. If you haven't entered a giveaway yet, don't forget to. Just scan the QR code there on the screen, and that will bring you into our WhatsApp, where you'll see how to enter the competition with thanks to our friends at the Collector's Corner, where this month we're giving away a signed Jurgen Klopp frame shirt completely free. Every month throughout 2026, we'll be giving away one free signed item, thanks to our friends at the Collector's Corner. And don't worry, if you can't wait or you don't win, you can still get yourself 20% off anything at thecollectorscorner.co.uk by using our discount code Anfield Agenda 1 at checkout, or by using the QR code in the bottom corner, which will automatically apply the discount. Right. Jordan said, rarely seem to take our chances. Defenders always able to block shots. Keepers barely need to make saves against us. Must do something wrong. Doesn't happen to other teams. I agree with everything you've said. Everything, Jordan. But we won tonight, mate. We won tonight. But I do agree with you. But we won. And like I keep saying, if you offered me a 1-0 before the game tonight, I'd have bitten your hand off for it. So, honestly, right now, I don't know if it's a mixture of relief and happiness, but I'm feeling upbeat after that defensive performance. It was really, really good and hard-earned. What that means for the rest of the season moving forward, I don't know. There will be occasions where the conditions will be better and we'll want to be playing better standards or styles of football. But, like I keep saying, a win is a win is a win. And we had to capitalise on the fact that Chelsea and United dropped points. If we didn't, you start to ask then how many more games. We're running out of weeks here. So we've done it tonight. Let's have a quick look at the league table while I have my phone in my hand. And we'll walk you through exactly what that means. The results tonight in the Premier League: Aston Villa 1, Brighton 0, Manchester City 3, Fulham 0, Forest 0, Wolves 0, Palace 2, Burnley 3. All of those goals came in that game, the chaotic first half. And Sunderland 0, Liverpool 1. That means that obviously Arsenal top of the table with 56 points. Man City second with 53, although Arsenal have a game in hand. Then comes Aston Villa on 50 points. Manchester United 45 points. Chelsea 44 points. Liverpool sneaking up there behind though with 42 points, 2 points behind Chelsea. And 5th place will be enough for Champions League, barring, a catastrophe this season. Great to get the win today. Great to get the win today with Another injury. I can't understand for the life of me why we did not add players to the roster in January. Makes me mad. I'm with you. Like, it was very, very clear we needed to bring in a defender in January. Centre back was the position that I think we're most in need of, but to not bring one in, it's a roll of the dice, and I think it was the wrong decision. But we have what we have now to the end of the season, so we've just got to find a way to get through. Next Premier League game is a week from Sunday. It's 2 o'clock kickoff away against Nottingham Forest. So we've got an FA Cup game on Saturday, and then there's 8 days between games. Kareem, excuse me, I need to get my eyes tested, I really do. I really hope we back Mo till he regains his confidence. I still believe he can turn it round and get a proper send-off end of season. I thought he put in a good shift tonight. Genuinely, I thought there was some good passages of play for him. Some decent crosses again. Probably feel he should have scored at the end with that volley on his right foot that he dragged just wide. But he put in a shift for the team, so... I agree with you, though. If he is to head off at the end of the season, I'd like us to know before the summer so we could make sure the fans could give him the proper send-off. Right, a couple of more quotes from you. Right, Lewis Steele said, Liverpool set pieces in 2026 so far, scored 8, conceded 2. From August to New Year, they'd scored 8 and conceded 13, a marked improvement. Can't deny that. Can't deny facts when they're staring you in the face, and long may it continue, because it never should have been that bad in the first place. Arne Slot said, in almost all the things we did well. We had to defend a lot of long balls, a lot of set pieces. We did that very well. We won a lot of second balls, and on the ball we were very good. Something I might not be positive about is when you generate that many chances, you should score more than one. We defended well in all phases of the game, which I think we did, to be fair. Also, he said, very pleased, but like I said, most of the games we faced against promoted teams, we deserve more than we had. So many chances tonight, but we weren't able to score. We were able to score from a set piece. Probably weren't able to score from open play, but now we score from a set piece. So, yay, we won a game. So, yeah, happy with that. And look, that is an interesting set of stats there from Lewis Steele on how Liverpool have stopped conceding from set pieces. It certainly helps a lot. But you're right, like 23 shots, 3 on target. We do need to work on that side of things as well. Billy Backner said, Verge and Ibu, very good performance tonight. I agree, Billy. Both of them top notch. So let's have a look at the man of the match poll. You still have time to vote if you haven't voted yet. The options that we have for you guys: Virgil van Dijk, Ibrahim Konate, Florian Wirtz and Andy Robertson. Virgil is winning at this moment in time, but there's only 5% in it, so still time to cast your vote and change it if you think it should be maybe Ibu Konate. Craig, get in shape, we might need you at right back. Well, I'm left-footed, so that definitely wouldn't help us out, and I think I'm past getting in shape. Maybe I can drop a few pounds, but getting in shape, yeah, those days are gone, I think. Going to Anfield in a few weeks. Hopefully, we're on a good run of form after today and can't wait to see Anfield is like so I can get a full experience. Well, I hope you have a wonderful trip when you do go, and fingers crossed we get the result for you as well. Ibu and Virgil are back. Ekatike missing finishing, so Jaden Thomas. Yeah, look, again, it is a mad stat. Like, game on game this season, we talk about the amount of shots that we take, and then the percentage of those that are on target are well, it's not good enough. We should be better with the standard of finishing. But I can't be anything but relieved and happy tonight with a win, because that's exactly what I wanted before the game kicked off. Would have taken a 10-0 win. That would have been happier. But, a 1-0 win, a clean sheet in a difficult place to go in difficult conditions. Nothing wrong with that at all. What's we got? Sorry, another membership comment coming in now from Luke. Said 23 shots, yes, but not forget they blocked 13. I know, mate, but you got to get into the positions to create those shooting chances. And nobody's trying to say we can't do better with regards to our shooting. I mean, the manager said it himself there. Too many wasted shots, too many of them being blocked. And I think it's just sometimes our players taking that split second too long. It's almost like they're overthinking it a little bit and taking that extra touch. And I don't know. That's what it feels like to me. Like there are times where I've seen Salah or Wirtz and I just think hit it first time rather than taking that touch. When they take the touch, there was one instance, I think it was Salah shot. He checked back onto his left foot, took his shot, and then the defender kind of blocked it and cleared it with his shoulder. So, yeah, definitely a few things we could be doing better in that regard. But a win is a win, and I'm genuinely just chuffed we won. What have we got? Arne Slot on if every game feels like a must win. Stephen Gerrard is in the studio and he can tell if you play for Liverpool or manage Liverpool that every game is a must win. That doesn't change at all. When we were top of the league last season, it felt like every time we needed to win. Now we're in this position, we feel the same. That's the pressure. We embrace and accept at Liverpool. Otherwise, you're in the wrong place. Well, we shouldn't be in the pressure to be looking up the table from fifth, but I get the point he's trying to make. It's Liverpool Football Club. You're expected to go out there every game and win. Forest, our next game at the City Ground. Yeah, that's going to be a tough one, Chris. It is. It's going to be a tough one. They're fighting for their lives down the bottom of the table as well. And yeah, that's going to be a difficult one, no doubt. But look, we've got an FA Cup game next, so fingers crossed we can do that and book our place in the next round. Be interesting to see what he does squad-wise at the weekend, what 11 he goes with. Gakpo equals Derek Zoolander. Both can't turn left, said Tom. There you go. Philip said, can finally go to bed happy and sleep well. Yes, 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 yes. We need to keep this going, said Pablo. Agreed. Agreed, mate. You know, let tonight be a starting point. Looking way ahead, but May is going to be a mad month. Chelsea, United, Villa and Brentford, said Aaron. What did you think of Gakpo tonight, Craig? I thought he was okay. I thought, you know, he did mix it up a little bit. And when he got to the byline, I thought we at least got into a decent position from it. You know, there was a couple of times he got to the byline and he almost looked to check back as if he was expecting Wirtz or Ekitike to be at the kind of front edge of that 6-yard box. But look, there's no denying we need competition in that part of the pitch. There's no denying we need somebody a little bit more explosive, a little bit more direct. And a little bit pacier. I'm not trying to say we don't, but I thought he was all right tonight. Certainly not one of the worst performances I've seen from, if I'm being honest, but maybe you disagree. Paddy Wacker said, Craig, do you think having a senior player like Robbo in the side makes us better? I do understand manager needs to bet in new players, but I think Slotsman management isn't great overall. I thought Miloš has been doing well recently. Robbo did fine tonight, don't get me wrong, but I certainly think we would have done equally as well if Kirkes had played in that position, because I don't think they troubled us that much from wide areas tonight. Yeah, it was a pleasant surprise for me because I didn't think it was going to be a problem. Right, let's vote your man of the match. We have, we'll give it 5 more minutes. If you haven't voted, still time to do so. The options you have are Virgil van Dijk, Ibrahim Konate, Florian Wirtz or Andy Robertson. Pep ain't leaving City. Think we need to get Alonso now. Is he not? I don't know, man. I don't know. But look, either way, like if he does leave, it looks like Maresca is going to be the next one through the door there. So let's wait and see. As amazing as it is, it's quite scary knowing my highlight of this season will be seeing Klopp at the touchline, a few free for me at the charity gig. Well, you never know, mate. Maybe there's a positive end to the season yet to go. I mean, I'm not trying to get carried away or at either after one good result tonight, but like somebody else said earlier on, at least we can go to bed tonight happy. Craig will lose the next game considering our recent form. Well, we've got the FA Cup at the weekend, and we've got to go for that. So let's wait and see what happens. I mean, Brighton at home. It's going to be certainly a game with space in it. Brighton are going to come and sit back. So let's wait and see what happens on Saturday. Honestly, Craig, when we got the free kick, I was like, yes, Dom. Then remember, he wasn't there. I think Rongmo came back from Egypt. Poor Endo. Well, look, at least we do have a rested Dominic Szoboszlai now back, and we didn't lose the game without him. So, yeah, good to have him back in as well. It was only a 1-game suspension, so Dom will be back for the game of the weekend. Spurs want Xabi Alonso. Well, do you think Alonso's going to go there, in all honesty? I think Glasner could be worth keeping an eye on in that situation. Pochettino, after the World Cup, maybe they give Johnny Heidegger the gig until the summer, and maybe they look at Pochettino coming back. I mean, certainly been spoken about a little bit in Spurs circles. Good that we kept a clean sheet tonight, said Pablo. Absolutely, sir. Craig, why do you think Flo isn't taking any set pieces? He's good at them. I think Mohamed Salah takes a very good corner. On the other side, Dom usually takes them. I don't know. I'd rather have Wirtz in and around the penalty area, to be honest, in case we need somebody in a congested area to try and make a half yard. But look, Szoboszlai over a free kick is different gravy, so let's just keep giving him the ball while he's doing what he's doing. Billy said, I do feel like Salah still has some potential. I think he's missing a lot of confidence, hoping to regain some of it back. With Mo, all I'd like to know is what will happen. I don't want Mohamed Salah to depart midway through the summer and the fans not have had a chance to say goodbye to him. So if Mo is going to depart Liverpool in the summer, and I don't know if he is or isn't, I hope it's something that fans get at least a bit of forewarning on beforehand. Paul Vell said the game management was good tonight. It was. I liked the way we ran the clock down as well. We didn't give them a chance really to get into our half in stoppage time. We were running the clock down well. We were moving the ball around. We were winning free kicks, set pieces. And we killed the clock well tonight. Mo Salah is missing Trent's passing. I get that, I do, but he still got himself into some good positions, and his finishing just hasn't been at the level we know he's capable of. Even tonight, if you look at it and go back and watch the game, he had 2 or 3 decent chances to score there, and just didn't find a way through. One sec, just the manager here talking about Endo. He said, we have to wait and see, but we expect not to have him for quite a long time. Which is, that's from BBC Radio Merseyside. So we have to wait and see, Arna said, but we expect not to have him for quite a long time, which is heartbreaker. I mean, I really hope he's fit for the World Cup. It'd be heartbreaking if he missed the World Cup with Japan. Evening, I've not got long in from work. How was the overall performance on the eye to watch tonight? It wasn't a game for the purists. It wasn't ever in those conditions with the pitch going to be a game of pass and move, but we were, to a man, exceptional. Every one of them stood up tonight, and anything Sunderland threw at Canade, Van Dijk, Robertson, Endo, Gomez, they defended brilliantly, and Colossus was the word that's been used quite a lot for the defensive performance tonight, and it was. We knew it was going to be a difficult place to go. Sunderland hadn't lost there in the league this season, and we're the first ones to do it, so we got to build on that. But yeah, wasn't one for the purists tonight, but it was a very good win. Sunderland manager Regis Lebris, very complimentary about Liverpool and described them as a monster. We'll take that. We'll take those kind words. Right, so almost at 6,000 votes. So a couple of seconds left to get your man of the match vote in if you haven't voted yet. It is Virgil van Dijk, Ibrahim Konate, Florian Wirtz, and Andy Robertson. They are your man of the match options. We'll leave it get to 6,000 votes. We're about 15 away. Nearly there. Couple more. There we go. 6,000 votes. And your Anfield Agenda man of the match with 37% of the vote is your captain, Virgil van Dijk. Second place was Ibrahim Konate with 32% of the vote, Florian Wirtz 27%, and Andy Robertson 5%. Thank you to everyone that took the time to vote. I probably would have just about shaded it to Konate, but both centre-backs deserve to be right up there. So congratulations to Verge. Again, you guys matching what TNT Sport did, which was given man of the match. Mo's taking that extra touch. That's the difference at 60s red. I don't think he's on his own either, though. It's a very fair comment, mate. And yeah, I don't think he's on his own. I think we are just almost overthinking the first touch in the opposition area. And Wirtz is guilty of it a little bit as well, but I definitely get where you're coming from. Defending tonight was brilliant. All on the players, no credit on the manager, said Joe. No, everyone gets credit, Joe. You know, everybody gets credit. The manager would have set up with a game plan, and they did the job tonight. But certainly, I get where you're coming from. Like it really just was a we aren't conceding a goal type performance out there tonight. It really felt like Sunderland could have been out there for another hour and a half, and they wouldn't have found a way through. Verds and the lads just seemed absolutely determined they weren't conceding one tonight. Paul Harding said, great win. Endo secures cult status. Look, it's impossible not to like Endo, isn't it? He's just an absolute model professional. And you want to be made of stone if you don't feel from tonight. So I hope he can make the World Cup. I really, really do. I don't think Maka has been great lately. Sorry to disagree. Lately, I agree, Gary. Tonight, I thought he was okay. I thought it was an improvement from tonight, but I agree. This season, if I'm putting players who I feel a little bit have underperformed, I would agree Alexis McAllister's name would be in that conversation. But tonight, he got stuck in, like the rest of the lads. Still seems like we need a number 6 in the middle. You know, there's too much space to play through the middle for us. And tonight, again, I think at one point I said their centre-back Ballard carried the ball 60 yards before anybody went near him. And I don't like seeing that much space in the middle of the park. And it was nervy there when we were dropping a little bit deeper at the end. But like I said, they seen it out and job done. Arna Slot said, we've had so many setbacks, so many disappointments, so many times we didn't get what we deserved. But 3 days after losing the City, players showed up again. I know he has to say these things. I know he has to say it, but again, you're at Liverpool Football Club, mate. You know, there shouldn't be as many setbacks as we've had this season. And we're better than the performances this season. You know, he just needs to stop trying to convince everybody. Just get on with your job. Just get on with it. Get the job done and see where we end up. A couple of people asking when Frimpong is back and when Isak's back. Don't know is the honest answer. Don't have I know Isak's starting to do a little bit of light stuff, I think, but I'm not really sure on a return date. I will adhere to look into it for you and try and get more of a consistent time frame. Was expecting Rio to sub Gakpo. Garbage time for Chiesa as usual. He got a whole 4 minutes tonight before stoppage time. But yeah, again, no minutes for young Rio Ngamoa. Like zero, zilch. Yeah, it is what it is, I guess. Did Oxlade-Chamberlain score for Celtic tonight? Someone saying the chat Ox scored for Celtic. Nice, well done to him. Fair play. Let's go with turning the corner and starting to show grit and concentration. Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves. If we've won a game of football, that's brilliant. But it means nothing unless we go and win at Nottingham Forest as well. So let's make sure that we do that, because that's going to be a tough one. 2 p.m. next Sunday. Saturday this week, though, of course, we've got Brighton and Hove Albion in the Prem. No, excuse me, in the FA Cup. My apologies, in the FA Cup. It's a Saturday night kickoff as well, 8 o'clock. So look, ladies and gentlemen, I'm about to start winding this match reaction down. But before we go, again, a reminder, don't forget to enter our giveaway where you can win that signed Jurgen Klopp frame shirt completely free. All you need to do is scan the QR code and join the Anfield Agenda WhatsApp for further instructions on what to do. Thank you to our friends at the Collector's Corner as well. You can still treat yourself to something nice from the collectorscorner.co.uk and get 20% off for the code Anfield Agenda and number 1. Right, folks, I'm off to record the player ratings video. Again, if you want to submit your player ratings, there's still time to do so, but you have to be in the Anfield Agenda WhatsApp. So scan the QR code that was on the screen a moment ago or have a look in the description of this video. Appreciate you all. We got the job done tonight. Going to bed very happy, very relieved. It finishes at the Stadium of Light. Sunderland 0, Liverpool 1. We move on to the weekend in an FA Cup tie with Brighton and Hove Albion. We'll talk to you soon. Much love.